Herkese merhaba. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Henry'nin şövalye yolculuğunda kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Şimdi bir şekilde kaçmayı başardık ve bizdeki adam ki bu arada oyun başında buradaydılar. Evet. Henry, pardon, Capon başka bir yere götürüldü. Henry burada bilmediği bir yerde, bilmediği kişilerle bir şeylerin peşinde olacak. Ve bizim burada bu adamların da güvenini almamız lazım.
My apologies, but we've already eaten and I wasn't expecting more guests. I wouldn't want to give the impression that I'm feeding you with leftovers.
Not to worry, Sir Peter. The leftovers from the Markgraf's table is still a banquet for us. For me, at least. But I'm just a village.
Birazcık yiyecek yiyelim. Fümeyi sosa atıyorum. İçkimizi içelim. Cevizimizi yiyelim. Kızarmış tavuk budumuz var. Ekmek, kurutulmuş levrek ve kurutulmuş sığır eti. Harika.
I wouldn't have thought it. But eat whatever takes your fancy, my friends. You look like you've had a hard journey.
The journey wasn't so bad, especially compared to what came before it.
Where are you coming from anyway?
From Trosky.
That's Sir Otto von Bergow's domain. What were you doing there, pray tell?
We were in a castle cellar, talking to an old acquaintance.
My God, how did that happen?
Simple. I'm in the service of Lord Suchdol of Lamberg, same as Dry Devil, and I had a job to do around Trosky, if you get my meaning.
Absolutely. But it wasn't much of a success, was it?
Actually, it was pretty much. We even took a castle.
Well, more like a small stronghold.
And we nearly got von Berghoff too.
And what prevented you from completing that righteous deed?
Bana mı geldi? Plak kuvvetli.
Markgraf von Aulis.
I know that name. He's the commander of the Prague militia.
Exactly. And they came with him.
But why would the Praguers send forces to Trosky?
But they didn't, sir. They weren't sent to Trosky, but here. They just stopped off to visit von Berghoff because he was in a tight situation, and they took him along with them.
Here? To my fortress? Christ almighty.
Not just here, but everywhere where King Wenceslas still has supporters.
And that's also one of the reasons why we're here. We came to warn you. It seems Sigismund's run out of patience. He's going to break the truce and finish off the rebellion while he still has time. So he's convened all his followers in Kuttenberg with von Berghoff and von Orlitz in the lead. It's just a matter of time before the battles begin.
We've got to secure the fortress quickly, stock up on supplies, reinforce the guard and drill the troops. But I'm grateful to you, friends. Wait here. I'll have the best wine I have brought to you. Bring that red from Burgundy right away.
You might want to save some for Jobst.
I'll gladly risk his displeasure for this occasion.
It seems we both have the same opinion of Jobst, eh?
Well, that is, I wouldn't dream of disrespecting the Markgraf. Where do you know him from?
I don't really know him as such. We merely know each other due to my original trade.
Yes, I've heard of you. They say you used to be, well...
Yes, a bandit. It's no secret, sir. King Wenceslas even put a price on my head once. And Catherine here, she...
I'm sure that's of no interest to the noble gentleman. And anyway, if anyone knows Jobst well, it's Henry here. You two are quite on friendly terms, aren't you?
Birkaç kez karşılaştık.
Well, we only met once, in fact. When he came to see Lord Hanush in Rattay.
Anyway, we're straying a little from the point. As I said, one of the reasons we came here is to warn you. And the other reason goes by the name of Hynek, the Dry Devil. Where is he?
Pardon.
Well, he was here for a while, at my invitation.
Artık burada değil mi?
Was here? So he's gone?
Where did he go?
I couldn't say. He didn't part quite on the best of terms.
That's quite normal for him. Don't take it to heart, sir.
I had no issue with him. It's more about Markgraf Jobst. When he met Hynek, he was somewhat disturbed.
Neden rahatsız olmuştu?
Disturbed? Why?
Well, let's say, after an exchange of opinions, they agreed it would be best if they saw as little of each other as possible. I'm sure if you're interested in the details, the Markgraf will explain it to you himself.
I'd be very surprised.
Kuru Şeytan burada ne yapıyordu?
What was Dry Devil doing here, anyway?
Waging war, if you can call it that. He ambushed 3 of Sigismund's supply caravans and a troop of Cumans in these parts alone. It made me a little nervous. If anyone found out he was hiding out here, in the end, it was Jobst himself who sorted it out. He told Hynek he had to stop because he was interfering with his plans.
Jobst burada ne yapıyordu?
Why is Jobst taking such risks? He almost put himself in Sigismund's reach. What for?
To do what he's been doing all his life. Scheming.
One could put it that way. He's seeking allies amongst the undecided lords and winning over to our side some of the ones who've sided with Sigismund so far.
He wants to make deals with turncoats?
Alas, that's the way it goes in politics. The majority lean towards the side where they expect the least problems. Just between us, I'm not too pleased myself about Jobst's strategy, and I'm the last one who'd wish for violence.
Durum hakkında ne düşünüyorsun?
What do you think about all of this, sir? Sigismund, Wenceslas, Jobst?
What kind of question is that? Do you doubt my loyalty to our king?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Henry here sometimes forgets to weigh his words, sir.
That's all right. To be frank, we all know that King Wenceslas isn't the great man his father Charles was. But that is the way of the world. History is full of kings who didn't know how to wear the crown. The blood running in their veins is more important than what's in their heads. He's not a capable ruler. What of it? In my opinion, kingship is above all a guarantee of divine peace. A sovereign's greatest asset is his legitimacy.
But what if the sovereign is truly bad? If he's mad, say.
I'll put it this way. Nobody lives forever, lad.
Least of all bad kings. Isn't that right, sir?
So, what about us? What do we do now?
The Markgraf will certainly want to talk to you, but the earliest he'll be back at the fortress will be tomorrow. I hope until then you won't refuse my offer of a bed for the night.
Just an offer. So you'd let us leave if we wanted to.
Well, the Markgraf did ask me to look after you until he returns, for the sake of security.
Whose security?
Good question. Yours, I expect.
So be it. I couldn't take another step anyway.
Okay. Peki ya Capon?
Sir, there's still one more thing we came for. Lord von Bergow'un is holding my lord, Sir Hans Capon'u of Perkstein, hostage. And we also have to warn Jobst's ally, John of Liechtenstein. Do you know anything about those two?
Sorry, I don't. I didn't even know von Bergow'un had come here until you told me. And I've heard nothing about Lord Liechtenstein.
Which is actually good news. If he'd been caught and executed, the word would be all over the region. So there's a strong hope he's alive.
Yani. Okey. Misafirperverliğiniz için teşekkürler.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Lord Pisek.
It's the least I could do, lad. My fortress is open to all the king's supporters, even if that does make it a bit crammed.
Okey. Ben bir yatmaya gideceğim.
I suppose I ought to get to bed. Where can I sleep, sir?
I had some chambers prepared for all of you. Yours is right here in the palace. Cross that corridor and go up the stairs. You can't miss it. There's a garland above the door. But first, eat your fill. All of you. And maybe Maybe you'd like to bathe before going to bed. I told my servant Susanna to prepare baths for you. The baths are in the little house in the courtyard, right next to the well.
Çok mantıklıymış. Sen niye kırılıyorsun ya? Yemek vermedik diye mi bu?
Christ, pardon me.
Susanna.
Lord Pisek said we could have a bath here?
Yes, sir. I prepared the hot water and fragrant oils myself. And I'll wash your clothes as well.
Harika, teşekkürler.
Thank you.
You needn't thank me, sir. And now, if you'll allow me, I'll help you undress.
Oh, iyi bıcı bıcımızı da yaptık. Şimdi yatabiliriz. Benim köpek burada takıldı ya. Bir şeyleri hırlayıp duruyor. Koridorun karşısında merdivenlerden yukarı dedi. Buradan mı yukarı acaba? Burası değil bilmiyorum. Burası değil. Yo burası. Ya değilmiş. Hazır kafamız da güzel. Bir dakika. Tamam çelenk var burada tamam. Oh. Çok güzel bir 12 saat uyuduk. İyi. Ya bakalım bu bölüm başımıza neler gelecek. Yani şu andan sonra bayağı bir politika silsilesi dönecek büyük ihtimalle. Ve ana görevden birazcık daha devam edip şeyden ayrılmak istiyorum. Bir de Kuttenberg'e keşfedelim istiyorum.
So you got your revenge. Father, did it make you feel any better? It did. So what comes next?
Markgraf von Aulitz is next. Then von Bergow'un.
And is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
It's what I want.
Are you sure, Henry?
What's happening? Why are you waking me up? You again?
Yes, the Markgraf is calling for you, sir. You and the other gent.
You mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
Ya Catherine?
And what about Catherine?
That's the good wife who arrived with you? I don't know. I think I saw her with our captain.
Oh, very well. I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
No, definitely not. Thank you. Do you need anything else?
No, sir.
So, why are you standing here?
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
O formalitelere gerek yok.
I'm not a nobleman. You don't have to stand on ceremony with me.
I do, since you're a guest of the Markgraf, sir. May I leave?
That is, yes, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Biz ne anlarız? Şeyden, formalitelerden falan. Var ya, güzel yer yapmışlar. Şuraya bir şeyler bıraktık dedi. Aa, güzel tavuk, peynir, güzel. İyi besliyorlar bize. Geç katip, geç. Bir avluda bekliyor dedi değil mi o?
You see, meine Dame, we aren't idle. My men train like that every day.
Admirable. If Sigismund and his army happened to turn up, you'd have...
Bizim hatunla
No, the worth
flörtleşiyor.
Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as my Großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison. And mine is one of the best in the region. What do you
Hadi
say,
bakalım.
lad? Am I right?
Yani evet, etkileyici.
I have to admit, the soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Eh?
Leave him be, meine Dame. Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
Now look here,
Hadi.
I was just being polite. I'd happily take on your men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself a knight?
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw so you don't come to any harm and let you have a go against one of ours. Pulcock, come here. The
Pulcock,
first to
yeah.
bleed loses.
Gel Pulkak. Evet.
Yeah.
Bu mu? Yok, böyle olmaz.
Fuck you.
Bak, yanlışlıkla öldürebilirdim. Şimdi bir şey söyleyeceğim. Benim üstümdekiler ne vardı? Ne oldu benim üstümdekilere? Hı? Ben bu kıyafetlerle miyim?
Excellent, Henry.
It was nothing.
Gut gemacht. You have my admiration. You really are good with the sword. I hope my idiots learned a thing or two from you.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags and I remembered I took a small memento from Trosky.
Oh,
Ne o?
what is it?
A hunting crossbow.
Bir moral düştü.
I even think it's von Bergow's. I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word. Thank you. I better go and find Zizka. The Markgraf is expecting us.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
Okey, tamam. Getirin diyorsa bir bildiği vardır ya. Şimdi ben bunu da şey yapıyorum. Ben bunu takacağım. Yani Bergow'un arbaleti bendeymiş. Şunları ata koyalım. Ha, direkt ben giysileri verdi. Okey. Aa, ne güzel. Tamam. Hiç buraya bakmıyorum ki giysiler bende mi değil mi? Yanlış şeyleri aldım. Şu arbalet oklarını alayım. Şimdi o arbalet oklarını da cephane olarak takayım. Bunlar da önemli yani. Olsun bunlar da. Şu at malzemelerimi yerleştireyim. Şimdi birazcık doluyum ama eğer hemen bir tane bu malzemeleri satabileceğim bir yer bulabilirsem şayet çok güzel olur. Ya bu kalsın. Benim diğer şeylerde bir sıkıntım yok zaten. Şuna geçiyorum ya. Casper'ın yüzüğü kalsın bende. Tamam. Ya oradan oraya koşmazsam şey bulana kadar gayet iyi idare ederim bence. Şurada DLC quest'i mi var? Ne, hangi DLC? Gizemli kilise. Yani şu an DLC'ye girecek durumda değilim. Ama nerededir acaba bu şey? O kadar bilmiyoruz ki şu an etrafa. Tamam, ahır burada. Ziska nerede? Demircim.
What do you have?
Önce bir tamir işi. Böyle full. Kaynağım yokmuş, yeterli. Bir saniye. Ben bir şövalye zırhıma geçeyim. Heh.
I'll have a look.
Şimdi sana bunu satıyorum. Bir de bak, sana bir tane de yüzük satıyorum.
Let's talk about the. Sure. Why not?
Bak, bu gürs çok önemli bir gürs. Hadi canım.
That
Ah.
and a little tip. My, thank you kindly. To be of help to you, good sir.
Well,
İşler
Blacksmith,
nasıl?
how's it going?
Worse and worse, friend. Since Sigismund came this way, I've had so much work I hardly sleep. You know, everyone suddenly realized that the blunt, rusty weapons they have at home aren't worth shit.
Benim kendi kendime tahmin edebileceğim bir şeyler var mı? Tamam. Şöyle bunları da tamir ettirelim. Okey. Onarabileceğimiz bir şey yok. Satabileceğimiz de bir şey yok. Hepsini bir yerde kullanıyoruz artık. Yapacak bir şey yok. Tamam.
Nothing to your liking, sir.
Good morning.
Ormanda neler oluyor?
What goes on in the forest, Huntsman?
There are poachers prowling in the woods, a band led by this ginger-headed muck of Marshowitz. They've been causing trouble for quite some time, but now they've really overdone it.
What happened?
They killed a rare white roebuck that lived in our woods. Killed and skinned it. Sir Peter of Pisek put a bounty on their heads. The bounty's yours if you help me track them down.
Bana bu beyaz erkek karıcıdan bahseder misin?
I must say, I've never seen a white roebuck before.
It's an exceedingly rare animal. It was beautiful. Its hide was white as snow. Sir Peter forbade hunting it, but I wouldn't have even if I could. Killing an animal like that is bad luck.
Okey. Kaçak avcılar kim?
Do you know any more about these poachers?
They're led by some fella called Markgraf Marshowitz, and they fancy themselves some kind of a brotherhood. From what I've heard, they showed up in the village below the castle a couple of times trying to sell venison. The guards always sent them packing. Our knacker, Wolfram, was the only one who talked to them.
Okey. Leşçi bu işe katılmış mıdır?
That knacker, Wolfram. Do you think he had anything to do with the dead roebuck and the poachers?
Oh, he has a dishonourable profession, true enough, and he sells hides and meat wherever he can. But having the gall to work with poachers, I don't think so. He's on thin enough ice as it is, being a knacker and all. If his lordship found out he had anything to do with it, he'd have him hanged. But he might know something about that band.
Tamam, sana onlarla ilgili yardım edeceğim.
All right, Huntsman. I'll try to track the poachers down. Maybe they haven't sold the hide yet, and I'll be able to find it.
Excellent. And if you mete out capital punishment on the spot, all the better. Every member of that band carries a squirrel tail on them, probably a badge of their hunting prowess. Bring them to me as evidence.
Where should I look for these poachers?
Ah, that's the hard part. I'm sure they have a hideout in the woods around here, but you'll have to track them down yourself. If you don't know what to do, you can try to get something out of the knacker.
Thanks for the advice.
Okey. Ekstradan küçük bir tane görev aldık. Ben ahır buradadır diye düşündüm ama burada değilmiş galiba. Bizim köpek bir yere doğru koşuyor. Şuralara bakalım bir de.
Scar. It's strange.
Ha
crooked, like a letter
buradaymış.
from a fancy book.
Ahır.
This.
Dışarıdan hiç ahıra benzemiyor ama.
Castle.
Lord above! From the walls!
How are things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Aynı.
Not so great. I'm feeling pretty battered.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
Gücün hala yerinde.
Ah, don't say that. You still have your strength. A real man of iron.
A damned rusty one, I'd say. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too. But she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
She's doing the right thing, and you better run ahead and greet the Markgraf. I'll join you shortly.
Okey, sorun çıkmasını mı bekliyorsun?
Were you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
Tamam, Kuru Şeytan'ı nerede bulabileceğimi biliyor musun?
What about that dry devil of yours? Did you find out where he went?
No, nobody asked him where he was going, but it seems they're hoping it's as far away as possible. I'm not surprised. If I know him, he wasn't the ideal guest.
At least Jobst might know where he is.
He might. To be honest, that's the only reason for talking to him.
Tek başıma mı gideyim?
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Markgraf, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Ratai. I only know what I've heard about him.
All right, but he sent for us both. How's it going to look?
A bit odd, I suppose. But you must understand, I'm doing this for our benefit. The less time I spend with a Markgraf in one room, the better.
All right, then. I'll be going, then.
Take that! Come on, keep going. No chance. What the fuck was that?
Gidelim görüşelim bakalım. Şimdi
Henry.
başımıza neler gelecek.
Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
Bizi ihanet etti.
Bergov had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course, he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us to do his dirty work. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. They took Lord Capon'u away. In fact, that's why we're here. We were following von Bergov's trail.
So I've heard. But I'd be interested to know the details. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the side of a quite unexpected guest.
Zizka ile zor oldu.
Well, it wasn't the best circumstances to meet Zizka in. They sent him to the Trotsky region to cause problems, and our paths happened to cross. We crossed swords. I can only thank God we didn't kill each other.
And who was giving Zizka orders? Do you know?
Bilmiyorum.
I have no idea, sir.
That's a pity. I would be very keen to know.
Ve her şeyde söylemeyeceğiz. Neden bilmiyorsun?
Forgive me, my lord, but how is it possible you don't know? Aren't you all on the same side?
Bear in mind that my dear cousin, His Majesty King Wenceslas, has many supporters, and each of them has their own ideas about how to defend him.
Anladım. Durum karışık.
I understand. Seems
Politika.
complicated.
On
Bizim
the
aklımız ermez
contrary,
bu
it's
tarz
all quite
şeylere.
simple. If I could get them all together in one banquet hall, give them their fill of wine and venison, they'd come to an agreement on the spot. Let's move on. I heard something about a pillory and poaching. What in God's name did you and Sir Hans get up to?
olaylar şöyle başladı. Bizi ulak değil dilenci sandılar.
Things went wrong right from the beginning. We were ambushed, and we lost the letter. Lord Capon'u and I were lucky to get out of it alive. But no one at Trotsky believed that we were messengers.
Von Berghoff refused to aid a nobleman in need. That seems pretty low for a man of his stature.
Well, to be honest, Lord Capon didn't really look much like a nobleman. We were ambushed while bathing in a pond, and then we fled through the woods. So we really looked like a pair of beggars.
Ah, that must have been a peculiar feeling for Lord Capon.
Sadece Capon içinde değil.
Not only for him, sir. I may be just a bastard, but that doesn't mean I'm used to begging at castle gates dressed in rags.
Of course, but there is a difference between disgrace for a commoner and for a lord chosen by God. In any case, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Ya Istvan Toth Trosky'deydi.
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was working for von Berghoff.
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies. He was causing havoc around Ratai.
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned some such person. They even foolishly let him go.
They had to. They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actually quite heartening that some people still have such naive ideas about the world.
Well, no one let him go this time. He's dead.
Very good. From what I've heard, he was a bandit and a cutthroat. There should be no dealings with his ilk.
Ziska da Toth ile aynı değil mi?
Isn't Zhishka a bandit too, though?
Zhishka is loyal to Wenceslas, so he's no bandit or cutthroat, but a faithful servant of our king, carrying out resistance
Siz de
against his
yanar
enemies.
dönersiniz ha.
But let's move on. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Liechtenstein, has mysteriously gone silent. So every piece of information I get now is precious. By the way, you said you were in von Berghoff's dungeon, and I can imagine how they treated you there. Tell me, did you reveal anything?
Hiçbir şey söylemedim.
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that and prepared myself for it.
How did you prepare yourself?
Well, I mainly told them things I was pretty sure von Berghoff already knew. Like that Radzig is a supporter of Wenceslas, that you and I met in Ratai.
And was he satisfied with that?
Well, I don't think he expected anything more from a simple servant of Lord Capon.
That's true. I must say, Henry, you've pleasantly surprised me. You can keep a cool head as the world around you burns. You'll make it far. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay. I'm sure you already want to go home.
Onur duydum ama kabul edemem.
Sir, that's a generous offer, and I appreciate it. But it's not what I want.
If you wish to stay and help here, I'll be glad, of course. I need someone to escort my envoys, and you've proven yourself more than capable.
It's Lord Capon, Your Grace. I came to find out where he is and rescue him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Berghoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Markgraf.
Ah, Captain Zhishka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Markgraf thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hynek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hynek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
And what might those be, Markgraf? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
Bence Henry'nin kafası çok karıştı artık.
I get the feeling Jobst didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go!
Evet.
Stay close. The devil.
Burada bölümü sonlandıralım. Diğer bölümde neler olacağını görürüz. Ben tahmin bile edemiyorum artık. Her şey çok karma karışık bir hal aldığını düşünüyorum. Henry'nin de kafasının bayağı karıştığını düşünüyorum. Bakalım sonraki bölümde ne olacak.